Hello guys, TelfHD here and welcome back to another video, and today we'll be doing an unboxing and setup of the Joby Gorillapod 3K Video Pro. Now I bought this off Amazon. I actually ordered it yesterday at 5 PM and it is here with me today the next day at 1 PM. So that is very impressive delivery from Amazon, even though it said it would take 2 weeks to get here. So yeah, very impressed with that, and also I'm very impressed with the price I paid for this. On the Joby website it's £120, on Amazon it's £80, but I paid £39 for this, and because it was on some sort of sale. And thank you to Dave from Geekanoids for tweeting about this deal, otherwise I wouldn't have seen it and I wouldn't have been able to get this at such a good price. So thank you for him for doing his geek discounts things on Twitter. So without him I would not have been able to find this at such an affordable price. But anyway, today we're going to set this thing up and see if it's any good for what I need to use it for. So looking at the packaging, it's got a picture of it there with a Sony camera on it. I also want to apologise about this angle. My office is undergoing lots of different things at the minute and it's kind of a mess, so my filming desk isn't set up, so we'll just have to deal with this. So there's another picture of it on there showing you what it can do. Now of course that is an advantage of having a Gorillapod, you can wrap it around things, and this one being the Video Pro, it has an extra arm on it so that you can attach more things to. So I could put a light or a microphone on that if I wanted to. Now on the back there's just more information about it. I'm not going to take a look at that, I just want to open this now and start using this. So there's no tape on it, but we can just pull this tab here and it should just open up like that. Now in there we have what looks like some mounting hardware. We'll take a closer look at that later when we need to use it. We also have what appears to be the instruction manual. This is for the 3K and 5K. I don't need the 5K, my camera is nowhere near big enough or heavy enough to require that, so the 3K should do just fine. So now let's pull away this cardboard, and inside is the Gorillapod itself. Now also in this box is the extra little flexible leg bit which we can mount onto the main Gorillapod. Now if you don't want to use this, you don't have to use it, and that's the good thing about this, it is fairly modular. Okay, so here's the main Gorillapod itself. The arm is here so we can control where the camera is positioned, and also we've of course got the 3 legs. I'll just get a bit of a wider angle on there. And of course these legs are very easy to manipulate. At first they're a bit stiff, but over time they loosen up, and of course Gorillapods, the main problem with them is the legs get loose over time and it starts to go a bit floppy. Of course that's not a problem yet, and we'll just have to see how that goes. Maybe this model is a bit improved because it is one of the newer ones, but I guess we'll have to wait to find out. Now on the top here is where we mount our camera. We can slide this plate forwards and backwards just like that by unscrewing the side, and if we want to take this plate off we can push the little button on the side and take it off just like that. One other thing worth mentioning when it comes to this head is we can control just how stiff it is by moving this dial here. So you can make it really stiff so it's hard to move, or make it very loose so it's very easy to make very precise adjustments to the camera. But now we've taken a look at that, let's attach a camera onto this thing. Okay, so here is the plate that the camera is going to attach to. Now we're going to need the few bits of hardware out of that little bag. The first one we're going to use is this little piece of black plastic. So with this little black piece of plastic, just look in the manual and it tells you which way to put it up, but we've just got to push it into the little hole on there. So now it is attached. Okay, so now it's time to install the other bits of hardware onto this plate. So this end with the sticky up bit that we just put in is the front where our lens is going to stick out. So at the back bit we can see that it's slightly bigger. So what we're going to do is take this piece and insert it into that back part. Now you've got to screw it in there, and once it's in there it can freely slide up and down there, and this is what is going to attach our camera. Now, depending on the mounting size that your camera takes, you may need to add this bit onto the end. Now, my camera just uses the smaller one, so I can just keep it like this. Now, the camera I'm going to be using today for this demonstration is a Panasonic Lumix FZ82. So that's what we're going to be attaching to this plate. So that is the way the lens needs to face. So I've got the camera and I'm simply going to line up the back of here with where the screw is on the bottom of my camera, making sure that this sticky out bit doesn't get in the way of the lens. So I'm going to find the screw there, screw it in slightly by hand, and then slide my camera up or down depending on whereabouts on the plate I want it. Then when I've found the place I want it, you can just screw it on all the way, either by hand or with a screwdriver. Probably for the best fit I would use a screwdriver, but just for this demonstration by hand will do. And now the camera is attached to the plate. Okay, so here's the top of the Gorillapod where the plate mounts. So I'm going to get the camera, I'm going to press the button in on the side of the Gorillapod, then I'm simply going to slide my camera along, then let go of the button, then it will be locked onto there so it can't move, and then simply use the screw at the side to tighten it into place so the camera can't move. Now, the last thing I'm going to do in this video is attach this other arm onto the Gorillapod. So this can be used to attach a microphone to, or a light. Now, I've got a light which will attach. This is just a little LED light panel which I can attach to the top of the camera with a mount, but it also just has a tripod mount on the bottom as well. So one end of this screws onto the Gorillapod and the other end can go onto my light. So what we're going to do is take the black end of this and screw it onto here. And once that is tight, we can then manipulate this to go wherever we want. Now in this case, if I was to put my light on it, I can simply just screw it onto the top here and it'll work just fine. So that's pretty much it for this video. I've done everything that I needed to do. I've set it up and it seems to be working just fine. So thank you for watching this and I hope it was helpful in some way. Now, if I feel that I've got some opinions on this after I've used it for a while, I might make another video on it discussing whether I think it's worth it or not, but we'll have to see about that. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.